Hello, everyone. My name is Marie, and I work for Palabra, and today I'm going to be your webinar moderator. Thanks for joining us, and today we will be diving into how Walcon and Palabra teamed up to run a truly multilingual event inside a metaverse. I'm thrilled to introduce our speakers. Elena, she is head of sales at Palabra. Brian, he is general manager at Welcome Virtual. We will walk you through the real story behind this event, what worked well, what surprised us, and how voice AI made it happen. Just a quick reminder that we are live, which means that you have a great opportunity to drop your question to our speakers, and they would be glad to answer those. If for some reason your question was left unanswered, no worries. Drop it to our email address info@palabra.ai. So let me bring the speakers here. Hey, hello guys. Glad to see you
Hey,
here.
hello.
So I'm gonna leave you and give the stage to you. Enjoy the webinar. Hope it would be fun.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Marie. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Elena. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you too. And I really appreciate that you are here with us today.
I'm
So,
also grateful to be part of this event.
yeah, thank you so much. So, if we're gonna talk about the event and your company, could you start by telling us a little bit more about Balcon and the event you organized in Metaverse?
Sure thing, sure thing. Well, Walcon Virtual is a consultancy agency for Metaverse and 3D services. We are based in Spain, though we work worldwide. And we put a very strong focus in virtual events, corporate activities, and e-learning. This goes from congresses, trade fairs, ceremonies, team building activities, and even AI simulation trainings. For the purpose of this webinar, the event that we did and that it's going to be used as our case, it's called Golden Cow, which consisted of a 3-day trade fair and congress made for the dairy industry, in which is very relevant for animal health, environmental, and production topics that were addressed in this event. We had, well, it had more than 1,000, I would say 1,160 inscribed participants and 15 stands for sponsors. Geographically speaking, the event had audience from all over the world, from Argentina to the US to Spain to New Zealand. As you can hear from what I'm saying, it had audience from different continents, and they were all joining at the same time, which was pretty amazing.
Wow, that's really impressive, really impressive. Thank you for sharing. And the main language of the event was Spanish, right?
Yes, correct. So the vast majority of the audience, as you can see in the chart, were Spanish speakers. That is mainly because the organizers of the event were from Argentina. So we had a lot of audience from South America in general. We're talking about Chile, Uruguay, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico. So from different Spanish-speaking countries, but also we had audience from the US and New Zealand. So that adds that 7% audience that joined from English-speaking countries, and we also had audience from Brazil and Portugal, adding up to that percentage chart from a Portuguese speaker perspective.
Oh, wow, what a diversity. And how did you plan to support these attendees who spoke English and Portuguese?
So the platform that we used for this event had, well, we use a metaverse environment. So the event on its own had two phases that we can actually take a look as I speak. We have a video here. So you can see that there is this 3D environment in which you have an avatar, you customize it, you access it, and you move around. So the event had this networking part in which you can communicate with avatars inside this metaverse. You can see that you can visit virtual stands, attend to the auditorium. And the moment that you step in the auditorium, you can see that you have a language selection. You can choose Spanish, Portuguese, or English. And whatever language you choose, it will start playing on the screen. You can hear it right now, the simultaneous translation.
Like the muscle, let's say, that is thinking of a
Wow,
response more related
that
to
that
learning
looks
than to
really
growing.
amazing.
So this is a real life example
Well,
of how you can use it. So the event had two auditoriums. So we had a lot of things going on at the same time. So people can choose where to go and what language to select, right? So that's kind of our approach. The platform on its own, it can be translated into different. The interface can be translated into different languages. The graphical content was also translated into different languages, and the live streaming, thanks to Palabra, we managed to also simultaneously interpret it in different languages.
well, good. And before working with Palabra AI, had you tried like other translation solutions, for example, like subtitles or I guess live interpreters? And why did they fully meet your needs? Or maybe you just, what made you to decide to go and to explore an AI translation tool like Palabra?
Well, funny thing is that the client was requesting live caption. So I communicated initially with Palabra thinking, oh, they might have the live caption option. And then they showed us the option of simultaneous translation. And I said, you know what, this is actually a more efficient tool. I feel like it will not distract the audience as much as live caption. They will not need to focus on the reading, but more on the hearing, and they can focus on seeing the presentations of the speakers that we had on screen. So then I had to make the choice: should I go for human interpretation or AI interpretation? And well, it was a matter of, for every project, right? You have three things that you need to focus on: budget, timeline, and features. So once you put focus on these three things, and you need to see, oh, what am I going to prioritize? So after communicating with the client, what are our options? So budget was one of the things that the client needed to focus on, as well as a timeline, right? So with human interpretation, which we had in the past, it gave us a sense of reality, which is also very nice for if you're dedicating an event in virtual reality. People want a little bit of real human, right? But when you try to put focus on features and the timelines, I feel like there is no better solution than something that is so automated like this. So really, it was really helpful in terms of easy coordination. It's a lot easier than coordinating with live interpretation, and obviously it's a lot more budget friendly than having three simultaneous interpreters per room, because we had two auditoriums, so we would have needed six interpreters for this event. It would have been crazy for budget coordinating all the interpreters just for this event, right?
Yeah, that's really great to hear from me because we're that sometimes we often hear this from our partners and clients that let's say traditional solutions like human interpreters can be more expensive, sometimes maybe more slow, and let's say it's not always flexible enough. And I would love to ask you, you talked a lot about the features, and what about the organizer's perspective? How easy or complex was it for you and for your team to integrate Palabra into your event, like technical setup?
Okay, well, it's a good question. I'm going to talk from my personal perspective, keeping in mind that it's the first time that I work with Palabra. So first of all, the team was very friendly. It's just a matter of coordinating a meeting with them. And in the meeting, they understood also my needs, and they knew that it's the first time that I was configuring, never done anything like this. The interface was fairly easy to use, just a matter of accessing a few clicks, selecting languages, and since we had some particular requests, that's why it might have taken a little bit longer than what I expected. But we're talking about 1 hour for configuring everything. So and this is only for the first time. I feel like if I were to repeat this, I think in 10 minutes I'll have everything configured. Maybe let's go crazy. Let's say another 30 minutes. This way I can have a meeting, explain what are my needs, and they can help me with particular requests, right? But I would say that in 1 hour I had everything configured, and we did a test run before the event started. I would say another 30 minutes, because it's always important to do a test run before the event starts. So
Exactly.
that was
Yeah.
basically it for the configuration setup.
Yeah. And I'm wondering about the experience, like for your attendees, how they react to having real-time voice translation. They were like, any special feedback? Do you have it?
um, I don't have particular contact with the audience. I do have I am in constant communication with the organizers of the event. The organizer of the event mainly saw the event in Spanish, but since they were English speaking speakers, they got to experience the AI. Their feedback was very positive. They did have a little bit of a drawback with there were just eventually there was some minor repetition of some words, which I feel it's natural for this kind of tools. But in general, their feedback was very positive. But again, I don't have feedback from the audience, so I just have it from the organizers. But I feel like the organizers are the vessel. So if
Yeah.
they don't receive any negative feedback, I imagine that there is no negative feedback. So I feel like that's positive. Always
But
to keeping in mind that the audience that did not speak Spanish was a very small audience, so the margin of error is a lot thinner.
okay. So, and in your opinion, I'm wondering, um, do you think there is a still room for improvement and what it could be exactly for AI translation solutions?
In the future.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
speak about
yes,
it.
yeah. Let's dig into that. There is margin for improvement, yes. I also, like, while I was speaking with the developers, they told me that they are already implementing new more they're just making improvements on the platform on its own. But of course, you can fix minor errors. You can be more accurate with the translations. I haven't received any type of negative feedback regarding the accuracy of the translations, but I feel like you can always be moved towards that direction. What I feel that the future has ahead of us for this simultaneous interpretation, I think it's more into not. I mean, I am focused on virtual events, but I just imagine it as a day-to-day kind of thing for people who live in multicultural environments and they need to communicate or understand other people. So tools that can be automatically put into your headphones as you walk on the street, and you're going to be able to automatically translate. I feel like that's the direction where we are heading. No, this is not my area of expertise, as I work on virtual events and I understand that virtual events requires this type of activity. But for live to live, like real life situation, I feel like that's where it's heading, right? You hear somebody speak to you in Korean, and you through your ear and your brain, you're not listening Korean, you're hearing it in your native language. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's more hardware to your ear kind of evolution that we're heading to.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. That's how AI going from online to offline to our day-to-day communication. Like this is great, and I think that we're living in this modern world of the globalization, and I believe that all the content should be available in all the languages in the world. What do you think? What is the future of the content we are already faced or not?
Uh,
What is
yeah,
what actually what do you think how it could be like in our business life, in our um, daily communications? The AI will be super integrated in everything and will be like more.
we're slowly getting there. I mean, you've seen the changes in the past year and a half, 2 years. It's we had a crazy increment in the amount of AI that we use in our day-to-day work life. In a socialized society like the one that we live in, where everybody is from everywhere, um, the understanding different languages is key, especially for something that is so important as communication, right? That's what people need to send a message, to receive, to understand each other. So imagine we use AI for absolutely everything, even the things that didn't we didn't expect that we were going to be using it 3 years ago, and now we're using it on a daily. I personally use it on a daily basis for absolutely everything. So that's the world we live in.
I really love to experience it, and thank you to be with us. Thank you to make it together, and I really wondering what is the future of our next offline and online events together, because we are ready to cover all of them, and we are what I really love with AI, because if you compare it to the human, you can teach it easily. And you can teach it faster, and you can do whatever you want with this model. And so thank you for discussion, and I would love to continue to work with you together. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And
Thank you so much, Elena, for inviting me, and for the Palabra team for being so supportive during the event, and for, of course, having me here to talk a little bit about what we do and how we're putting all these tools together.
oh, but once we finish the discussion,
Oh, yeah.
we've got some question from the audience, and I would love to
Mhm.
cover more about it, because it's a really interesting question. So the first one: what do you think are the biggest myth about using AI for live translation? What is your
Uh,
opinion about it?
well, I don't know exactly what are the myths. I know that people talk about, this is something that you hear a lot. AI is it's gonna take away your job. Well, I don't know if you heard that phrase before,
Sure,
but come on,
sure.
like, I think everybody has heard of. I'm not sure if it's a myth or not. I'm sure that some positions will need to be reconsidered. But I feel like we're living in a world that adaptability and flexibility is something that we need to be working towards. And we need to be constantly thinking of how can we apply these tools for our day-to-day job, right? And I feel like it's not fully true that it's going to take away anybody's job. It's just a matter of learning how to use it in your favor.
Okay, great. And yeah, we got two more questions, if you don't mind, if you have a time. And the second one is, looking ahead, how do you think life multilingual experience will evolve over the next 2 3 years? We covered a little bit this topic, but still let's dive a little bit deeper in this.
Yes, I mean, it's as we covered through this in this webinar. I think we're heading towards a direction of creating tools, adapting it into hardwares, and using it in our day-to-day lives, just to communicate with people outside of this reality, outside of this digitality that we live in, right? And outside of this webinars concept or the metaverse concept. Uh, I am personally working with VR headsets for some of our projects, and I have a development team that it's actually working for um, to create this AI simulation. AI simulation, which you speak with, I don't know, let's say Nicholas Tesla or Marie Curie, and you talk about their personal history and the things that they have done, or how they contributed for science, right? And then you ask a question in one language, and he or she or it is responding you in also in any language that you can choose from, right? So I feel like that it's amazing to see all the results that we're getting right now from this experience.
Right, exactly. Well, I think that all the content in the world should be translated like multilingual in every language we I think that the news now going more globally. So I really want to understand from my side, for example, what's going on in different countries in the world. I want to read the news from Spain and to understand it deeper, or from France, from the US and different countries. I really want to watch different content, live content, and I think that this is really interesting what's going on there with AI translation and, as you mentioned, day-to-day communication, meetings like webinars, online education, all these industries, and the media itself should be covered with. The AI translation will be more integrated in this industry. So this is amazing what we're
I
facing.
agree.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We don't have any more questions in the chat. And that was a pleasure to have this conversation with you.
Same here, Elena. Thank you again for everybody in
Yeah,
the Palabra team for inviting me, and I hope we get to work together in the future.
yeah. Same here. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, thank you for being with us today. I hope you enjoyed our marvelous speakers talking about how we can make a difference to the modern world of events and making them multilingual and global. Um, if you want to see Palabra in action and you want to try it for your own events, trainings, global initiatives, so just scan the QR code and we will have a demo call with you, and we would be glad to guide you through all the processes. So thank you again and see you soon. And stay tuned with the upcoming webinars by Palabra. Bye.